In this video, I'm going to be showing you the best of my Facts and Glitches series. I'm going to be showing you the best Easter eggs, glitch spots, and just things that are kinda weird, if I'm being honest. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. There's a glitch on Nuketown Zombies that lets you get on top of the greenhouse. Firstly, you'll need a ballista knife from the mystery box. Once you've got that, open up the middle barrier so you can grab the Bowie knife. Next step is to make a crawler. You can do this by throwing a grenade at a group of zombies. Once you've got your crawler, bring it to this location. Now jump out the window, and as the crawler starts climbing out, run, jump, and knife it in midair. If done correctly, you will slide on top of the roof. And from here, you will have a great view of the map. But for some reason when you do this glitch, the zombies will bug out and stop spawning in. To fix this, simply jump onto this barrier above the car. The zombies will then go back to normal and try attack you. You can get out the map on Yemen by throwing a bunch of care packages in this area. The care packages will stack up. You can then use them to climb up and jump through this wall. It can be kinda tricky to get them in the right spot, so if you try this out for yourself, just know it might take a while. Did you know back in the day, you could upload clips directly from Black Ops 2's theater mode straight onto YouTube? It was super simple. Load up your clip and select render. Your clip would then automatically be posted to a community channel called 360 COD Black Ops 2. Sadly, this feature no longer works, and the channel was actually terminated, likely due to spam or copyright issues. And fun fact, this feature is what first got me into making YouTube videos in the first place. Some of my earliest videos that you can go back and watch today was all thanks to this system. So on the map Yemen, if you head over to this bridge and climb onto this platform, you can actually go to the edge and then slowly start moving left. For some reason, you will just start hovering, and you can do this until you are under the bridge. And as you can see, your character is just floating in the air. Honestly, I have no idea why this happens. The MWII map terminal has a weird spot that has no collision. For some reason, you can shoot or even jump through this part of the wall. This is also the case on Modern Warfare 3's version of the map. I guess they just ported the map straight onto Modern Warfare 3 and made no changes. But it wasn't always like this. On the MWII alpha build, you couldn't actually do any of this, so I have no idea what happened. On the Black Ops 2 map, Nuketown 2025, if you lower your brightness all the way down and look at the sun, it will show the sun looking like a model atom, just like the one on the Nuketown sign. It's crazy to me that I've been playing Black Ops 2 since the day it came out, and I'm still learning new things about this game. There's a really easy out of bounds glitch on the Modern Warfare 2 campaign mission, No Russian.
Remember, no Russian.
Once reaching the outside area, if you come over to this orange tanker and blow it up, you can then use it to climb up and jump onto the plane wing to get out of bounds. You will be getting shot at, so this will probably take a few tries. But from here, you can run across the plane and jump onto the terminal. It's that easy. And there's so many different things you can look at from up here. It's definitely one of my favorite glitches on the Modern Warfare 2 campaign. But while I show you some of the things to look at, I just want to remind you to subscribe if you're new around here. I'm on the road to 100,000 subscribers, so if you could click that little red button, I would really appreciate it. And maybe leave a like on the video. These videos take a long time to produce, so by leaving a like, it lets me know that I should carry on making videos just like this one. You can buy a perk for only 10 points on Buried. Come to this location with a ballista knife and stand behind this white line. Now you will need to shoot the ballista knife and hit a bullseye. If done correctly, the piano behind you will start playing. Now if you head through the witch's house and into the back, you will see a witch playing a piano. For only 10 points, the witch will reward you with a random perk. I think something might have happened on Cove. So firstly, you can see a shipwreck between these rocks. There are markings in the middle of the map. I'm pretty sure these are how many days they survived. The markings also say, "I hate coconuts and help me." On the other side, there is also a single mattress with a pair of shoes and a box of bottles, alongside even more markings. But this one ends with a sad face, so I wonder what happened on this day. Going around the corner, there is also a raft. I feel like this map could have some crazy lore behind it, but it's probably just a reference to the popular movie Castaway, starring Tom Hanks. In the calling card section, if you scroll all the way down, you will notice the order gets muddled up. I believe this happened when the Peacekeeper was added to the game. In the settings tab, you can select a mode to play in 3D. I have tried playing this game in 3D before with 3D glasses, but it didn't work very well. I think you need a special TV, so if you want to try this, it's probably not going to work. But either way, it makes your game look really trippy. Going back into the settings tab, you can also enable a feature called Dual Play. This feature allows you to play in split screen mode, but be able to play in full screen at the same time. You also won't be able to see the other player's screen. I only found out about this recently, and honestly, it was way ahead of its time. Way back in the day when you would 1v1 your friends on split screen, and of course, you would always watch your friend's screen to see where they were. I feel like this feature would have taken that whole thing away. So I'm kinda sad that I didn't know about this back in the day. But I do believe you need a special type of TV or monitor to run this. On the Modern Warfare 2 campaign mission, Takedown, there is a very easy glitch that you can do to get out the map. So firstly, you need to play through the first part of the mission where you just kill a bunch of bad guys. And once you get to the next stage, you need to find this ladder. Then climb up the ladder and make your way to the right. Now just make your way over to this corner and jump down. From here, you need to jump onto a ledge. Just be careful you don't jump too far because you will fall down. So just take your time and be careful. Now just make your way to the edge and jump onto this building. And once you've done this, jump down one more time. Now you are outside the map and you can run around and explore. There's a bunch of different things you can look at, but just be careful because some of the floor has no collision, so you might fall through and die, and then you have to do the whole glitch again, so try to avoid that. But if you make your way down to where the boats are, it's kind of trippy. The boats are just low poly models, and I don't even know what's going on inside the water. It's kind of confusing to look at. You can also make your way over to the mountain and jump on these little buildings. For some reason, they have collision. I don't know why. Normally, buildings outside the map, the developers don't normally add collision, so I don't know why these have it. And you can also climb up the mountain and get a great view. Just be careful you don't fall down because, well, this happens. Black Ops 2 was supposed to have 4 extra prestige levels in the multiplayer. Modders discovered the icons hidden in the game files, and they are actually the same ones from the original Black Ops multiplayer, so it's unclear whether they were just placeholders or meant to be part of the final game. But modders have since brought them back, so if you hop on Black Ops 2 today, don't be surprised if you see someone with one of these lost prestige icons. In Nuketown Zombies, the perk machines are actually floating above you the entire time. You just can't see them from the ground. They're hidden way up in the sky above the clouds, just chilling until it's their turn to drop in. Isn't it weird how the Nuketown houses don't have bathrooms? They have every other room you would normally need, but just not a bathroom. I even used a UFO mod to see if I could find one. I would normally make a joke about how maybe the people of 2025 don't use bathrooms anymore, but we are in 2025, and I don't know about you, but I still use my bathroom. Not sure how I never noticed this before, but when selecting items in Creator Class, it actually tells you what you equipped in the top right corner. Under the hot tub on Hijacked, there is a secret vent that you can throw things through. On the MWIII map, Overwatch, if you enter spectate mode and fly over to this crane, well, you can see a chicken operating it. I have no idea why this is here, but it's a cool little Easter egg. If you head over to any other crane on this map, there isn't a chicken inside, it's only on this one crane, which is kind of weird. You also can't see the chicken within the map. The only way is if you enter spectate mode. This kind of reminds me of that Easter egg on Lockdown, the one with the teddy bear in the window. It's very similar to that. There was a fake Easter egg back in the day on MWII. You guys might remember this. It was the old lady Easter egg on Underpass. This Easter egg got millions of views on YouTube and tricked thousands of players. Well, the same guy actually made a part 2, but this time on MWIII when that game released, back in 2011. The editing isn't quite as good as the first one, and I think that is why it didn't blow up. But nonetheless, it was a great video, so check it out.
And then throw a penny down the wishing well, or an hand grenade, whatever you can find, and wish like you've never wished before.
Wish for the old lady. Oh, there she is.
Hey!
Oh, she's holding a big cock.
It's a chicken.
Kill them all.
You can't shoot it. You must have run away.
Oh.
Come on. Oh, you can't shoot it. You must have to outrun it or hide or something. They'll never find me here.
I can hear it.
They'll never find me. Oh, it's coming. You can't get away. You must have to hide somewhere like in this building.
It's on me. That's it. Game over.
On the first Black Ops campaign mission, there is a crazy out of bounds glitch. When asked to rappel down into the airfield, if you instead jump onto this broken wall, then onto this barrier, and then onto the other side of the broken wall, this will put you onto an invisible barrier that you can walk along. I won't lie, this side of the glitch isn't that great. The other side is a lot better. The only cool thing to look at is this pathway, but it doesn't actually lead anywhere. But if you do this glitch again, but instead jump left and make your way down the mountain, you can actually enter the airfield. Now this is what I'm talking about. This side is a lot better to look at. There's just so much you can explore on this out of bounds glitch. You can even catch a ride to the other side. On the first COD 4 mission, Crew Extendable, once you enter the boat and you go downstairs, there is a room on the right with 2 men sleeping, and whatever you do, you cannot wake these men. I tried shooting, throwing stuns, grenades, there is nothing. They just won't wake up, which I thought was kind of a funny detail. I literally was shooting my gun right next to his face and he didn't wake up. I'm not really sure what to call this. I guess it's just a bug within the game, if that. But either way, I thought it was kind of funny and I wanted to share that with you. When opening the box on the zombies mode, there is a little jingle that plays. This is the most iconic sound within this whole franchise. People that don't even play this video game know this sound. That's how iconic it is. Well, this sound is actually a Croatia EAS alarm from 1996. I just found this out recently and I couldn't believe it. I've been playing this game for so long and I had no idea. I thought some developer in 2008 was cooking this sound up in the studio, but I guess not. Honestly, that's probably my favorite fact of the day. Under the fountain on the World at War zombie map, Vangaurd, you will find a floating MG42 light machine gun just floating there. I guess they had plans for you to be able to use this within the map, but was maybe scrapped later on in development. Which is a shame really, because I think this would have been a really good feature for this map. I mean, Vangaurd is known as one of the hardest zombie maps of all time. So I think this would have been a really helpful feature for the map. My guess is it maybe just sat on top of the fountain and you had to activate it within the map, and then it would kill the zombies around the fountain, if that makes sense. This feature was brought back in the Black Ops 1 zombie map, Kino de Toten. I would love to see how this would have played out on Verrückt. I think it really would have made the map so much more easier, which for me, as someone who sucks at zombies, probably would have made me enjoy the map a lot more. Did you know on Call of Duty 4 you can actually take down helicopters using a C4? Now this is really hard to do and very rare. Personally, I've never actually done this myself. I have tried, but I've never had any luck. Mainly because the helicopter doesn't always come low enough, so that in itself is very rare. But the helicopter also has to be damaged enough for the C4 to destroy it. So putting all that into place, it's very rare that this happens. I actually had to go onto YouTube and find some footage of this because I just couldn't do it. So the way you do this is once the helicopter gets low enough, you throw a C4 and the C4 will stick to the helicopter. You can then blow the C4 up, which will destroy the helicopter. You can't actually do this in the remastered version of the game since the C4 doesn't stick to the helicopter. But if the helicopter gets low enough, you can still destroy it with the C4. You just have to blow it up in midair, if that all makes sense. Not really sure if I'm explaining this right, but this is hard and very rare in COD 4. But in the remastered version, it's even harder and even more rare. There is a very easy glitch on the World at War map, Macon. Simply head over to this location, climb on top of this wooden ledge, then jump across onto this tire. You can then jump up one more time onto an invisible barrier, and then you want to strafe towards the corner of this building. There's a lot of barriers in this area, so it's kind of tricky and will take you a few tries, but once you get it down, it's really easy to do. And it also makes for a great trick shot spot. There is a glitch on Call of Duty 4 called the freeze jump. This glitch allows you to get out of any map and it's really easy to do. First thing you need to do is go to the clan tag option and select the @ sign. Then have a friend start the game, and once the loading screen in the background is finished, you then want to select done. If you get this error message, then you have done the first step correctly. You now need to find something to jump off, but as you jump, press the back button. You should now have an error message that says text is blank or contains illegal characters. Your character will now stay on this error message, but from your friend's point of view, you will be hovering in the air. If you now have your friend knife you around 15 times, select the back button again and you will teleport into the sky. From here, you should be outside the map and you can just run around and explore. Reasons like this is why I love Call of Duty 4. This game has so many game-breaking glitches that honestly make it even more fun to play. In this container, you will see a teddy bear on top of a sleeping bag with some pillows, but if you turn around, there is a stop sign, a hammer, and a clock. This is a reference to the song Stop Hammer Time. I just want to know which developer put this here and why. I always find it so weird when developers put Easter eggs outside the map, because it's like, are we supposed to find these? Or was it strictly for their own entertainment within the developers, if that makes sense? Honestly, I don't know what I'm yapping on about. Let's just move over to Strike Zone. If you head over to this hot dog sign and you throw a tomahawk at its special area, if you know what I'm talking about, the sign will talk to you.
Don't forget to try my world famous sauce. Hey kids, who's hungry?
If you throw a tomahawk anywhere else on this sign, he doesn't talk, it's only in this special area. COD Ghosts had some strange Easter eggs, but this Easter egg, it's a special one, I'll say that. I don't really know what else to say here, I'm just gonna move on. On the Modern Warfare 2 map, Underpass, if you head over to the middle of the map, there's a little ledge that you can climb on. If you now walk up the ledge, you can actually jump onto this platform here, but you can't normally access this area. So it's kind of cool, but not really. Maybe if you're ever playing Michael Myers or something like that, hide and seek. I don't know why you would be playing these in the current year, but who knows? Maybe then this piece of information will come in handy. But for 99.9% of people watching this right now, it's completely useless, and that's okay. Alright, so moving back over to Nuketown, we have the mannequin Easter egg. Once again, everyone knows about this. If you shoot all the heads off in 15 seconds, the song Sympathy for the Devil will start playing. Obviously, I can't show you that because it's copyrighted. But on the Black Ops 2 version, if you shoot all the heads off in 2 minutes, the Nuketown sign turns into a playable arcade machine, featuring 4 retro minigames. But the Black Ops 3 version actually has 2 Easter eggs. So the first one is the classic mode. If you shoot all the heads off in 2 minutes, a never-ending horde of zombie mannequins swarm the map. And the second mode is Weeping Angels. So instead, if you shoot all the arms off, the zombie mannequins would only move when you looked away, but freeze when you turn around. This one is probably the most creepy mannequin Easter egg. On the Black Ops 4 version, if you shoot all the heads off in under 2 minutes, a Russian voice plays, then a countdown for a nuke begins. The map opens up, a nuke launches, and a dark ether portal unleashes an endless wave of zombie mannequins from the sky. I've never liked the Black Ops 4 version of Nuketown, but I've got to say, this Easter egg definitely makes up for it. On the Black Ops Cold War version, if you shoot all the heads off in 2 minutes, this time the entire map glitches into a retro green or blue filter for the rest of the match. Honestly, this one just felt kind of lazy. I think they ran out of ideas. And finally, on the Black Ops 6 version, this one you might have missed because they didn't have it in the launch version of Nuketown. This actually came later in an update, I believe. But if you shoot all the heads off in under 2 minutes, you are teleported into a Nuketown sitcom while mannequin zombies attack you. There's also a live mannequin audience watching you, and they will react to your performance. If you get headshots, they applaud you, and if you get body shots, they boo and hiss you. Honestly, I respect this one. They got pretty creative. On the Modern Warfare 2 Special Ops mission, Suspension, if you look outside the map, you can actually see the Call of Duty 4 multiplayer map, Wetwork. Obviously, it looks a little bit different from the original map, but if you take a really good look, you can definitely tell this is Wetwork. Black Ops 1 on the Wii is very different to the Xbox and PlayStation version. Unfortunately, I couldn't get the footage for this, so I asked my good friend Suze if he could do it for me, and well, I'm just gonna let him take it away.
Alright guys, if you come round here on fucking Kino, mate, on Black Ops 1 Wii, come round here, you open this door here, you'll see the boxes here, but also, you can't go through the middle of this for some reason, what the fuck? And then you come round here, there's the freaking AUG, mate. What the hell? The freaking AUG wall boy. I've got it now.
Thank you, Suze. I appreciate the commentary. But yeah, as you can tell, they have the AUG here where normally there's nothing there. Why they made this change, I have no idea. But staying on the Wii version of Black Ops, but just heading over to the multiplayer, if we load up firing range and head over to the middle of the map, for some reason there is a random tree here. I have no idea why they put a tree here. Firing range has been remade so many times, and I don't think there has ever been a tree here, but for some reason on the Wii version they added a tree. I don't know what else to say about that. Once again, thank you, Suze, for getting this footage for me. I appreciate it. Your links will be in the description.
Oh, there's a tree, bruv. What a fuck. Oh, and there's a window. What? Oh, the tree and the window.
On the COD Ghost map, Strike Zone, there is a glitch to get back into the original map after calling in a chem strike. For anyone living under a rock, a chem strike on Strike Zone will completely change the map. Once the map is changed, you will need to complete multiple field orders so you can stack up on some care packages. From there, you can place the care packages down so they stack up, then climb up and jump onto this green pole. From here you can walk across and jump out of bounds. It's honestly a pretty easy glitch to do. You can then do some parkour to get out the map even further. Just be careful because it's pretty easy to get stuck. But if you make your way to the very end of the map, you can strafe jump back into the original map. This can be quite tricky to do, so it might take a few tries to get it right.
Enemy care package incoming. Enemy care package incoming.
But I guess the developers made you teleport mid-chem strike to another part of the map instead of actually changing the map completely. A pretty cool detail that I've never really thought about before.
This next one might actually be my favorite Easter egg of all time. But on the Black Ops map, Hazard, if you head over to this house and look outside of the map, you can see in the pool there is a piece of poo just floating there. I just know the developers had so much fun with this little Easter egg. I can just picture them in the office just laughing at this piece of poo. So yeah, this is one of my favorite Easter eggs. I don't know how I never knew about this until recently, but yeah, it's just a piece of poop chilling, having a good time. Have you ever been playing drone on Black Ops 2 and you've seen this tunnel? Well, I remember playing this map when Black Ops 2 first released, and I always wondered what was in this tunnel. Where does it lead to? And I actually remember there being a ton of rumors back in the day that this would lead to like certain maps, certain Black Ops 2 missions. I think there was even a rumor that it would lead to transit. I don't know what I was thinking, but my dumbass believed all of it. Well, using mods, we can actually see where this tunnel goes, and the answer to that is nowhere. Obviously. After you go around the bend, it just takes you out of bounds and there's nothing to look at. So yeah, if you have ever wondered where this tunnel leads to, there is your answer. Honestly, this part of the video was just for 12-year-old me.
The map Castle on World at War has a very easy out the map glitch. All you need is the bayonet attachment, then come to this location, then simply have your friend stand here on these boxes, walk forward, knife, and this will lunge you on top of the roof. You can then walk along and make your way to the other rooftop. Can we just take a moment to appreciate how nice this game looks? They just don't make them like this anymore. But you can also jump onto this part of the building for some extra height.
We have taken the lead.
You can actually shoot the nuke on Warhead, and after a little while, it will explode.
Backlot on Call of Duty 4 has a very easy out of bounds glitch. Firstly, you need to make your way onto this rooftop. From here you can jump onto this pole, then strafe jump into this tree, and then strafe jump one more time onto this building. This is already a pretty neat spot, but if you jump down and make your way onto this brick wall and walk across, you can actually do an elevator glitch to get on top of these buildings. I won't show you how to do an elevator in this video because it's kind of awkward to explain, but I'll leave a link in the description to a tutorial if you want to check it out. But once you're up, you can run around and jump building to building, and you have a great height advantage into the map. You can even jump down and go explore under the map. If you get a sniper on Mob of the Dead and make your way to the rooftop, aim in and look at these fireworks. A lot of people already know about this Easter egg, but if you've got some friends who don't really play zombies, it's definitely a great way to troll them. I highly recommend it. Staying on zombies but moving over to transit, you can actually annoy Ted the bus driver. Simply just knife him over and over again. He will then get angry and yell at you.
Keep fucking with me. See if I don't
crash this bus and kill you all.
Lock you in the bus, kick you off the bus, and even drive past the bus stop. I know this is a little off topic, but Transit is a great zombies map. I don't know why more people don't love this map. It's honestly in my top 5 favorite zombie maps of all time. Did you know Strike Zone is actually a Dome remake? I've put so many hours into Modern Warfare 3 and COD Ghosts. I've played these maps so many times, and yet I didn't know this. So let me know in the comments, did you know this? Because surely I can't be the only one. On Hijacked, you can climb on the back of this boat. I've been playing this game since the day it came out, and I only learned about this a few weeks ago. I actually tweeted this out, and it turns out a lot of people also didn't know this was a thing, so I thought I would add it to the list of useless information. Let me know if you knew this. This Boxon drone isn't attached to anything, it's actually just hovering in the air. If you fly outside the map on Nuketown Zombies and head over to this mailbox, you'll notice it says Hogarth. This is not just a random name, it's actually a tribute to Adam Hogarth, the developer who actually come up with the original Nuketown concept. I think Nuketown is one of the most, if not the most iconic map in Call of Duty history, so this is a nice subtle nod to the guy who started it all. On Mob of the Dead, if you use an afterlife and revive yourself, your perks will rearrange themselves in alphabetical order. Honestly, I have no idea why this happens. There is a reference to the Black Ops 1 torture chair in the mission Fallen Angel. As you can tell, this looks very similar to the chair you're sitting in the Black Ops 1 main menu. Harper also makes a comment about this in the mission.
At one point in time, the CIA had interrogation rooms like this all over the world. All of them was geared towards some sort of psychological manipulation. God knows the kind of shit that went down back then.
When you place a gun in the Pack-a-Punch machine, you can actually pick it up from behind, completely defying the laws of gravity. On Standoff, they use the same picture 7 different times in 2 buildings. I guess they just really like this one photo. The weaponized 115 camo is broken for the XBR-50. Once you attach this camo to the sniper, it will break the scope. I have no idea why this happens, but I tried this with every other camo on the XBR, and it was completely fine. I also put weaponized 115 on every other sniper in the game, and once again, the scope was completely fine. It's just broken for this one sniper rifle.
Stakeout on Black Ops 6 has a hidden staircase that you can actually use. If done correctly, you can use this to your advantage to flank the enemies. Since this is out of the playable area, you will be given a warning sign that says return to combat area, and if the timer runs out, you will die. But once you get the hang of this, that shouldn't be a problem.
Did you know in Black Ops 2, there are extra missions called Strike Force? These are missions where the player has to complete objectives within the multiplayer maps. I've been playing Black Ops 2 since the day it came out, and I had no idea that these Strike Force missions were even a thing. I went back and revisited these missions for this video, and it felt so weird playing Black Ops 2 campaign / on the multiplayer. Does that even make any sense? I don't think it does. But either way, this is really weird. Why is this in the game? Why does this exist? And why does no one know that this exists? I'll be honest with you guys. These missions are really boring, so I don't even know what you have to do. I couldn't play them. They were kind of boring, I'll be real. But yeah, I just wanted to mention this because I couldn't believe it. I had no idea that these existed within Black Ops 2. But staying on Black Ops 2, but moving over to Nuketown 2025, there is a car located next to the big Nuketown sign, and it says that this car runs on water. It even says it on the sign that is placed on the car. But the weird part is you can actually blow this car up like a normal gas-powered car. Honestly, this makes no sense at all. Alright, so we are now moving over to Call of Duty 4. And you know I couldn't make this video without featuring the old school mode. If you are unaware of this game mode, I believe this was made to compete with Halo at the time. So that is why they implemented extra jump height. And for a broken game in 2007, this led to many glitches. But my favorite ones are on the map Crossfire, Block, and Backlot. So on Crossfire, if you come over to the corner of the map, you can just jump out of bounds so easily. It takes no skill, and it's almost like they put this here for people to do the glitch. At least that's what it feels like. Moving over to Block, if you head over to this staircase, you can simply jump over the barrier. It's that easy. You don't have to do anything. This is so easy, it doesn't even feel like a glitch. It feels like it's just part of the map. But if you go all the way up, there's even more spots that you can get to. It really is one of the most broken game modes of all time. But finally, if we move over to Backlot and we head over to the middle of the map and climb on top of this building, you can actually do a little bit of parkour and get out of bounds. You can do this without the old school mode, but it's kind of tricky. It's definitely a lot easier to do in this game mode. There's also a few other glitches on Backlot. It's kind of a broken map. I won't show you all of the glitches in this video because we'd be here all day, but I'll just show you a few in the background. But I actually never played COD 4 in its prime. I mean, I was 7 years old when this game released. So I would have loved to have seen what this game mode was like back in the day in a public lobby. I just bet it was chaos. Everyone outside of the map, on top of the map, under the map. There was probably no one inside of the map. I wish if I was around back in the day to see that, but I couldn't make this video without including the old school mode on COD 4. On Crotchy, there is a very easy glitch to get out the map. If you come over to the middle of the map, you can jump onto these pole things. I'm not really sure what they're called. But if you do a little bit of parkour, you can make your way over to this building. Now, this is already a pretty cool spot, but there's so much more to look at. So if you come over here by the corner, you can actually climb up and get on top of the building. It can be kind of tricky, so just be careful and take your time. From here, you can jump outside the map and make your way over to this building right here. So the interesting thing is, a lot of you guys probably recognize this building here. Well, this building here is from the Call of Duty 4 map, Backlot. It's just an asset that has been copied over to Modern Warfare 2, which I thought was kind of cool. But you can just run around and explore. It's a pretty fun glitch to do. A lot of the floor has no collision though, so just be careful, because if you fall through, you might have to do the glitch again. So yeah, just trying to avoid that. And for anyone that trick shots, this is a great map for that. I highly recommend it. Oh, I hit, but I messed up.
Oh, you hit?
Yeah, but I messed up.
Oh, no fucking way.
Yeah. Look, I'm so laggy. Oh,
Oh!
No, it looked ugly.
He was so far.
Yeah, but it looked ugly.
No, but he was so far though.
I'll take it. I wish I didn't mess up, man. I also just want to note that I tried this on the Xbox version of Modern Warfare 2, but I was unable to do the glitch. On the World at War map, Airfield, located in the corner of the map is a building. Now, if you enter this building, you will actually notice that it's the zombies map, Nakduren Untoten. I think I pronounced that right. I can never pronounce the zombie maps. I don't know why, but I just never noticed this back in the day. Even though I poured so many hours into World at War, both the zombies mode and the multiplayer, my dumbass just never picked this up. I don't know how I never noticed this. But yeah, it's a pretty cool detail that I feel like a lot of people might have missed. So, starting this video off with Call of Duty Future Warfare, aka NX1. This game was being developed by Neversoft, the studio best known for the Tony Hawk's Pro Skater and Guitar Hero series. The game was set in development around 2010 to 2012, targeting a 2013 release window. And you might remember the game that came out that year, but we'll get to that later on. The game was going to take the Call of Duty series into a futuristic slash sci-fi territory with low gravity and a space setting. Well, at least that's what the description says. There are also some missions that take place in normal settings. It also seems to be running on the Modern Warfare 2 engine, which a lot of players say this is the best engine that we have ever had. One of the leaked missions, called Moonbase Assault, takes place on the moon, and looking at the footage of this mission, it makes me so sad that we never got to see this. This is one of the best missions I've ever seen in the Call of Duty series, and we never got to play it. That just makes me sad. I mean, I don't know what else to say, but they're on the moon. That's pretty cool. There's a bunch of other missions that you can play. A lot of the campaign is playable. However, some of it is kind of broken and unplayable. It seems like they got really far into the campaign, and it kind of makes me wonder why they just scrapped it if they got this far in. Anyway, moving over to the multiplayer build. And yes, multiplayer was also found within the game files, and modders have accessed them. Some of the maps look really good and finished, and then there's some multiplayer maps that don't look as finished. But yeah, once again, just looking at this footage, it makes me so sad that we never got to see this. It feels like Modern Warfare 2 went into the future and had a baby with a really hot chick, and then she gave birth to this game. Does that make any sense? I don't know if it does. Pretty much, it just feels like a futuristic Modern Warfare 2. And considering the success of Modern Warfare 2, it's safe to say this game probably would have also been very successful. But obviously, this game was scrapped or involved into Call of Duty Ghosts. How this happened or why this happened, I have no idea. But considering the backlash at the time with COD Ghosts, I think it's safe to say they made the wrong choice. I believe they just reuse some of the assets for later Call of Duty titles. A lot of people say COD Ghosts was the downfall of Call of Duty, so it makes me wonder what would have happened to this franchise if this game came out instead. Call of Duty as we know it today would be completely different. I need a sip of tea. Oh, that's some good stuff. This next one's a classic, so a lot of you guys might know about this. But on the Black Ops 1 mission, Numbers, you can actually get the Thunder Gun. Once the mission begins, all you need to do is blow up the containers with the Nova 6 gas. Then make your way to this room in the back. From here, you can pick up the tape in the tape deck. Now all you need to do is just play this mission out until you reach the part with the hidden gun room. This is located behind the fridge. Once you enter the room, there is an empty tape deck in the corner. Place the tape in the tape deck, and then the Thunder Gun will appear from the wall. You don't get much ammo with the Thunder Gun, but it's still a pretty cool Easter egg. Definitely one of my favorite Easter eggs in the Black Ops 1 campaign. Okay, so we are moving over to Modern Warfare 3, and we have the Riot Shield slide. If you don't know what this glitch is, it's pretty much you have to find a slanted object, and if you had a buddy stand in front of it, you could use that to slide up. I'm pretty sure you could get out of bounds on most maps using this method. The easiest map to do this on was probably Resistance. It literally took no skill whatsoever. On Resistance, there was so many other spots that you could explore as well. It was definitely one of the most broken maps on Modern Warfare 3. And if there was a spot where you couldn't quite get enough height, if you called in a MWIII, that would then give you even more height, and you could get to some crazy spots. For the average Call of Duty players, they never really used this, but for the trick shotters, they were obsessed with this glitch. Some of the best trick shots ever hit were all because of this glitch. I mean, some of the spots that you could get to was just ridiculous. And in my opinion, I think this is what made trick shotting on Modern Warfare 3 so fun. And low-key kind of addictive. I can't tell you how many hours I've spent on Resistance going for trick shots. It's honestly a disgusting amount of time. There are 2 secret kill streaks on the COD Ghost map, Ruins. The way you obtain these kill streaks is through completing a field order, and if you get lucky enough, you might get one of the kill streaks in the care package. So the first one that I'm going to be showing you is you can actually become the Predator. Once acquired, you will be given extra health, faster movement speeds, thermal vision, and also a lock-on missile. It's actually kind of fun just to mess around in this thing. I don't know how, but I actually never knew about this until recently. I never really played the DLC maps on COD Ghost, so maybe that's why. But once you finally go down as the Predator, he will call in a kill streak that will kill the entire team. Very similar to the Chem Strike, but it doesn't change the map like a Chem Strike would. So the second field order reward is actually my favorite one, but once this field order is obtained and called in, it will make the volcano in the back erupt, and the debris actually will kill the enemy team. This has to be the coolest kill streak in Call of Duty history. I can't think of a better one. Don't get me wrong, it's not as powerful as the Predator. You're probably only gonna get a few kills, but nonetheless, it's still pretty cool. The face-off map of ground on Modern Warfare 3 has a pretty cool glitch spot. It's pretty awkward to do, and it will probably take you a few tries to get it right. But once you do it once or twice, it gets pretty easy. If for some reason you're playing hide and seek on this map, I highly recommend this spot. A few of the Black Ops 2 DLC map icons were changed at some point in the game's life cycle. Grind, Mirage, Downhill, and Hydro all had their icons changed. As you can see at the bottom left of the lobby, they look completely different to the ones that we have now. Why this is the case, I have no idea, but I do think the new ones look a lot better. Everyone remembers these classic COD 4 out the map glitches on the old school mode. Some of the most iconic glitches were on this game mode, so I'm pretty sure most of you know what I'm talking about. Most of these glitches got patched on the remastered version of the game, which makes sense to be fair. But they did leave a few in the game. On the map Vacant, if you jump onto this table, then onto the fridge, and then onto this wooden ledge, you can easily get to the roof on top of this building. On Downpour, if you jump onto this tractor, you can strafe jump onto this rooftop. It's not the craziest spot, but it's still a neat little spot to know about. On Wetwork, you can actually jump onto this pole and walk all the way up.
On Nuketown 2025, if you fly outside the map, you can find a low poly model of Nuketown. It can be kind of hard to make out that it's Nuketown, but if you look carefully, you can tell it's Nuketown. I don't know why this is here, but I thought this was a cool little Easter egg. I don't even know if this is an Easter egg or a reference, but it's here, and I thought it was kind of cool. Have you ever been playing Infection on Black Ops 3, and you've looked up and seen a whole nother map? And if you approach it, it gets kinda trippy. Well, this is actually a remade map from Call of Duty 3. I believe this map is called Carrington. I might be wrong on that, so don't quote me. But yeah, this is one of my favorite Easter eggs on Black Ops 3. You can find the aliens on the Black Ops 1 map, Hangar 18. So just located outside of the building, you can find a warning sign that says that this area is restricted. If you ignore this sign and go inside the building, you will see a bunch of aliens covered up. You can also see that one of the aliens tried to escape. Little bit of a side note, but I just love the Black Ops 1 multiplayer maps. It feels like every map had so much detail and almost personality about them, if that makes any sense. The newer Call of Duty games, they're just boring. They make boring maps. Whoever made Black Ops 1, bring them back, because whatever they were cooking up back in 2010, well, they knew what they were doing. Call of Duty Zombies Standalone Edition, aka Project Z. This project apparently aimed to use a free-to-play seasonal approach with microtransactions, so very similar to the layout of Warzone. I always move my hands when I talk. I don't mean to do that. I should just keep them still. It was a 1 to 4 player co-op experience, and you would start off as a gladiator fighting off zombies in an arena. You would then escape the arena and enter the open world, where there would be other objectives for you to complete. My guess is the arena is the tutorial level for the game, but that's just my guess. They also had plans for full customizable characters and a progression system, so considering this is around the 2011 to 2012 mark, I believe, this is most likely a prestige system, like we saw back in the day. The only downside to this game was it didn't have round-based zombies, which we all know and love. Well, apart from the starting room was planned to be round-based, I believe, but that was it.
I think like the arena was round-based. When you're in the arena,
Wow.
And I think the idea, if I remember correctly, I'll have to go back and read the docs again, but I think once you got into the open world, it was like you were going to an area to, help the survivors there by fighting zombies. And so once you did that, when you got into that, then it would be like there'd be waves of zombies for you to fight to be able to clear that area on the map and then move on to the next area.
It was going to be Call of Duty branded, not a new IP. And also they planned for it to be a digital download only, not a physical disc. So once again, very similar to Warzone. This idea sounds pretty good, but I can see why Activision decided to scrap this. However, I would like to see a zombies only Call of Duty game one year. Maybe a game with every single zombies map ever, and then tools for you to make your own maps. I think that'd be kinda cool. I just want to give a shout out to Glitching Queen. She done a fantastic interview with an ex-COD dev, and that's where I got all of this information from, so I highly recommend checking it out. If you've ever played Infected on Modern Warfare 3, every single time you get the map Terminal, someone will do a glitch and get on top of the plane, and just camp up there. Trying to learn this glitch back in the day was kinda tricky, but once you got up, you could also do another glitch to get to the very top of the plane, and you would have a great view of the map. So the reason why I think this glitch was so popular was one, because trickshots back in the day on MW2 would hit trickshots from up here, and I remember just thinking that was crazy. At the time, I couldn't believe that people were getting up there and then going for a trickshot, and I believe that was the case for everyone else. And then on MW3, the game mode Infected was very popular, and every time you got Terminal, someone would do the glitch to get up there, making it very known. Honestly, this might be the most popular glitch in Call of Duty history. Everyone knows this. I don't believe there's a single person watching this video who doesn't know about this. I refuse to believe it. Once you reach the boat part on the first mission, you can jump onto an invisible barrier and make your way to the bottom of the boat. From here, you can jump into the water and swim back onto land. You can now run around and explore, but be careful because some of the floor has no collision, so you might fall through and die. There is a bike hanging up in the Nuketown garage, and if you knife it, the bike will fall down. I told you this was useless information. You can obtain a secret weapon on the mission Karma. In the second half of the mission, if you take out this security guard, he will sometimes drop a B23R. It's not a guaranteed drop, so this might take you a few tries. But what makes this version of the B23R interesting is, unlike the standard 3-round burst, this one fires single shots, very similar to the 5.7 pistol. I'm not sure if it was intentionally a secret weapon or just a bug, but either way, it's a cool little find, and it's pretty fun to mess around with. For some reason, if you run out of ammo with the ray gun on Mob of the Dead, it will trigger a strange sound.
On the Black Ops 1 map, Shangri-La, why can't I pronounce that? There is a hidden code that kills all the monkeys. Walk over to this tile right here. If you then press up on the D-pad twice, down on the D-pad once, and then hit the jump button, the monkeys will then explode. This Easter egg was so hidden, it took the zombies community just over 6 years to find it, making it one of the weirdest Easter eggs in Call of Duty history. You can unlock every mission in the MWII campaign and survival mode with a cheat code. Even if you load up on a brand new account, you can still do this. It's kind of like the cheat code in Black Ops, the one where you would get out the chair, go over to the computer, and type a little code in, and unlock Dead Ops Arcade. It's very similar to that, but instead, you hover over the mission select screen and press these buttons on the screen. This will then unlock every mission in the campaign and survival mode. I recently learned about this, so let me know in the comments. Did you know about this? So I'm kind of curious to see what you guys say. But as you can see, I now have access to every mission in the campaign and survival mode. Everyone knows this glitch on COD 4. On the map Crossfire, with just an RPG, you can get out the map. It's very easy to do, but if you have a friend get out with you, you can use them to get on top of this building and get out the map even further. You can also get to some of the rooftops. You can get out the map on Yemen by throwing a bunch of care packages in this area. The care packages will stack up. You can use them to climb up and jump through this wall. It's kind of hard to get them in the right spot, so this will probably take a while. You can also do this on the map Plaza and get on this sign, but the spot sucks. It's definitely not worth it. On the COD Ghost map, Unearthed, there is a secret kill streak that is obtained through completing a field order. This kill streak will allow you to call in Seekers. These are the aliens from the Extinction game mode. Once you call in the Seekers, they will hunt down the enemies and kill them, very similar to the K9 unit. If you also destroy the cable support on this crane, you will be given access to a secret weapon called the Venom X. You can also use the crane that the Venom X is located in, giving you a great height advantage. The Venom X is pretty much a grenade launcher that fires acid, which deals damage to the enemy team. The only thing that sucks about this Easter egg is you can only use the Venom X once per game, so once you run out of ammo or die, you will no longer have access to this weapon, and it doesn't have that much ammo to start with. But other than that, it's a fun gun to mess around with. On the Modern Warfare 2 map High Rise, you can actually get on top of the helicopter. Simply run up to this blue light on the floor, and as you get a little more height, strafe jump to these red barrels. From here you can jump up to the helicopter. It's that easy. It's also a lot easier to do this on PC since you can change your frames, making you jump further. But don't worry, if you're a console player, you can still do this. It's just a little bit more difficult since you can't change your frames on console. You can get out of bounds on the Modern Warfare 3 map Erosion. All you need to do is get some care packages and throw them into this corner. You then need one care package to stand upright and the other care package to land normally. You can then use these care packages to jump over this wall, and just like that, you are out the map. You can actually do this with just one care package, but it's very difficult and extremely rare. But this is probably one of my favorite glitches in Modern Warfare 3 since there's so many spots you can get to. I could honestly make a whole video just showing off MWIII glitches because there's so many of them. Apart from Call of Duty 4, I'm pretty sure this game has the most glitches.
On the original Modern Warfare 3, you can disable aim assist in the survival mode and in the campaign, but you can't in the multiplayer. I'm not really sure why they took this feature out of multiplayer, considering this is probably the only place where it would actually make sense to have aim assist. I believe on PlayStation 3, they actually left this feature in, so I think it's just Xbox actually that they took it out of multiplayer, so I have no idea why this is the case. High Rise on Modern Warfare 2 looked very different on the alpha version. The map has a lot less textures, making it seem very bland. There's a turret on top of the roof. I'm honestly so happy they got rid of this. I could see people just camping up there, spraying with the turret. That's probably why they scrapped it in the final game. They also made this building smaller. I'm not really sure why. Maybe it was messing with the frames or something. I really don't know. But I kind of liked how it looked before, so I don't know why they changed it. The lighting is very different in certain parts of the map, mainly under the helicopter. And finally, they had an extra Kriegler sign. I guess they thought it was pointless having two signs that said the same thing, so I don't blame them for changing this one. Dome on MWIII has a pretty cool glitch. In the spawn area, if you come here by the window, you can actually climb up and make your way onto this piece of wood. It can be kind of tricky to do, especially at the start. You have to line it up perfect to get the jump button. So this one will take some getting used to, but once you've done it a few times, it gets pretty easy. I've been playing this game since the day it came out, and I had no idea about this spot until recently. This game is full of spots like this, but I'll save them for another video. On the Black Ops 2 map Standoff, if you use a crossbow with a tri-bolt attachment and you climb on top of this tank, you can run up, strafe, do a 180 and then shoot the crossbow. This will then lunge you on top of this building. Now the spot isn't that great, I'll be honest. However, it does make for a pretty cool trickshot spot. Moving over to Advanced Warfare, which by the way, a little bit of a side note, is probably the most underrated Call of Duty game of all time. I'm just putting it out there. And if you disagree with me, then your opinion is wrong, I'm sorry. But on the map Compound, if you enter spectate mode and fly outside the map, you will see a low poly model of the classic MW2 map, Rust. I'm not really sure why this is here. Maybe it's an Easter egg. Maybe the developers didn't know what to put outside of the map and thought this would be kind of cool. Or maybe, and this is my favorite theory, is Rust was supposed to be a playable map on Advanced Warfare. Now, there's no claims backing this up, but yeah, this was one of my favorite Easter eggs on Advanced Warfare. In the Mob of the Dead pre-alpha build, there was a playable area that ended up getting cut from the final game. But what's interesting is this area wasn't lost forever. It was actually brought back years later in the Black Ops 4's Blood of the Dead, giving players a chance to finally explore this area of the map. Black Ops 2 originally had plans for a 5th DLC but was cut from the final game. Recently, modders have leaked earlier builds of Black Ops 2 that had these files still in the game. DLC 5 was pretty much a Zombies Chronicles containing Moon, Verrückt, Shino Numa, Diarize, Nakda and Toten, Ascension, Kino de Toten, and 5. As you all probably know, we ended up getting this later on in Black Ops 3's Zombie Chronicles. So, if you've ever wondered why the globe feels so empty on the zombies menu, this is why. They originally had plans to have this be filled out much more, but unfortunately, it got cut from the final game, which does kinda suck. Located outside of the map on Express, there is a food menu with a hidden Easter egg. You can't really see it from inside the map, even with a sniper scope, but if you fly over there in theater mode or use the mods, you can see that the sign says 2 tacos 1 cup. This is a reference to a video called 2 Girls 1 Cup that went viral in the late 2000s. If you don't know what I'm talking about, do yourself a favor and don't look this up. I promise you will regret this. When you first pick up a shield on transit, your character will lock the door. So, on the COD 4 map, Bog, if you head over into the middle of the map, there is a broken down car, and if you look on top of it, you will see a face. Kinda. I'm not sure if I'm just going crazy or not, but this looks like a face to me. And if you enter night vision, it looks even more like a face. Let me know in the comments if I'm going crazy, but that looks like a face to me. On the Modern Warfare 3 survival mode, for some reason, they give you extra jumping height. And this lets you get into some pretty weird spots. And the first one that I'm going to be showing you is on the map Outpost. If you enter this building, you can jump on top of the box where you buy guns. From here, you can strafe across onto this barrel and then jump across one more time onto this box, and from here, you can just jump right in the plane. It is that easy. This is a great spot to camp if you want to go for high rounds. Now if we head over to the map Resistance, firstly you need to buy a sentry gun. Once you've done that, bring it over to this location. You can then place the sentry gun down, jump on top of it, and then jump across onto this gate. I'll be honest, this spot isn't that great. But if we move over to the map Hard Hat, if you get another sentry gun and bring it over to this location, you can jump on top of it and then jump across one more time onto this container. The enemies seem to bug out and they don't really go for you, especially the dogs. They kind of just chill there. They don't know what to do. So once again, if you want to get to some high rounds, this is a great spot to get to. I don't know why you would be going for high rounds on survival in the big 2025, but hey, you do you, man.
Air support armory now online.
MWII also had plans for a firing range, but was scrapped in the final game. This was used to practice with different guns and attachments. It kinda sucks that they never had this in the final game. I think this would have been a cool little feature. They didn't have that much time to make Modern Warfare 2, so maybe they just ran out of time. But obviously they brought this back in later Call of Duty games. They also scrapped 2 multiplayer camos in MW2, Gold Camo and Blue Cheetah. I wonder why they scrapped these camos. They looked pretty good to me. But this makes you wonder what else they had planned for Modern Warfare 2, but I guess we will never know. Resistance on the original Modern Warfare 3 is probably the most broken map in Call of Duty history. With just a riot shield, a thrower knife, and a friend for some assistance, you can easily get out the map. Have your friend stand right here, lean against a tree, and then use your riot shield to merge into them, pull out your throwing knife, and you'll go flying into the sky. You then land on this railing, walk across, and you're out. It's that easy. And once you're out, you have a ton of spots to pick from. It's honestly the most broken map. I don't know how they never patched this, but I'm so happy they didn't. It's so fun to do. I'm pretty sure most of you guys watching this probably know about this, but you're probably not so sure on some of the spots that you can get to. But my favorite spot is the roof in the middle of the map. This spot can be kinda tricky to get to, and you will need a buddy to help you. But once you've done it a few times, it's pretty easy. And it's probably the best trickshot spot on the map.
Heads up, enemy UAV spotted. Heads up, enemy UAV spotted.
When using the MP5 on Call of Duty 4, if you use the M9 pistol, it will actually give you more ammo. I think this is because the MP5 will take ammo from the M9 and not any other secondary. So yeah, if you're ever playing Call of Duty 4 and you want more ammo, just make sure that you have the M9 attached. In Black Ops 1 Search and Destroy, when planting or defusing the bomb, your player will dial 115 repeatedly. This is a reference to Element 115, which plays a massive role in the COD Zombies storyline. On the Modern Warfare 3 map, Lookout, there's a minigun located at the back of the map. However, it's completely useless to use because it's pointed outside of the map. So, unless the enemies are somehow outside of the map, you can't actually kill them, making this minigun completely useless. On the Modern Warfare 3 mission, Goalpost, you start the mission in a helicopter, and normally you jump out and the helicopter flies away and you just get on with the mission. Well, you can actually jump back inside the helicopter and go for a little ride. It kind of bugs out, which is expected. Sometimes it will let you fly around for a while, sometimes it will just throw you out.
Move with the tanks, keep going! Mortars! Shit, man! We're getting pinned down with mortars! Keep moving, use one.
But you can also jump out and land on this barrier. From here, if you turn around, you can follow this barrier until you reach this area where the mission is taking place. And from here, walk across and then jump onto this broken plane. And from here, you can get out of bounds and go explore. There's quite a lot you can look at. It's a pretty fun glitch to do. It's kind of weird how you're just walking on water, but there's a bunch of low poly models that you can look at. There's also this floating truck on a bridge for some reason. I don't know why, but I just find it so fascinating seeing Out of Bounds and what it looks like. I mean, we're not supposed to be here. We should not be seeing this. And something about that is just so fascinating to me. I don't know why. One of my favorite things to do in this glitch is if you head over to the bridge in the back, you can climb up and for some reason you will enter a sliding animation. There's nothing you can do. You sort of just have to sit here sliding and it's kind of fun. There were plans for more DLC weapons beyond just the Peacekeeper, but due to hardware limitations at the time, they were cut from the final game. It kinda sucks seeing how much content got removed from the final game. Maybe one day modders will be able to restore everything that was originally planned so we can finally experience what this game was truly meant to be. But whether that happens or not, I don't know, but it would be pretty cool. The main menu music was completely different in the pre-alpha build. Next up, we have my all-time favorite glitch in Call of Duty history, and that is the elevator glitch. Now, this started way back on Call of Duty 4. I'm not gonna explain how you do this because it's very complex and kind of awkward to explain. It involves lineups, changing your settings to Legacy Southpaw. It's a whole thing. I'll leave a tutorial in the description if you want to learn how to do this. But this glitch was just game breaking. You could get out the map on any map, and once you got the hang of it, it was really easy to do. But once you do the glitch, you go flying in the sky in a straight line, hence the name Elevator. Since Modern Warfare 2 is built off the COD 4 engine, they actually did have this glitch in the game to start with, but they removed it very early on. So if you played Modern Warfare 2 way back in the day, you could actually do this glitch. And fun fact, they never removed it out of the Special Ops game mode, so you can still do this glitch in Modern Warfare 2, but just not in the multiplayer. I just just want to give a shout out to Countdown because that is the most broken map to do this on. You could get outside the map and just go explore the mountains. It was so fun. There has been glitches like this come back in later Call of Duty titles, but they've never been the same, and they normally involve needing 2 people or like a care package or something like that. In my opinion, I just think this is one of the best glitches in Call of Duty history. It's so fun once you get the hang of it. But don't get me wrong, it's very hard to learn. On the Black Ops Zombie map 5, there used to be an old glitch where you would head over to this window and rebuild the barriers in a certain order. You could then climb on top of the barriers and then jump across onto this table. The zombies were then unable to kill you. This glitch is now patched, but it's still one of the most iconic glitches in Call of Duty history. I don't know why, but everyone seems to remember this, and that is why I had to put this glitch in this video. On the Black Ops 3 map, Hunted, there was a glitch where you could get on top of this waterfall. And I wasn't the biggest fan of Black Ops 3 at the time, but I remember seeing this glitch over and over and over again. Mainly because trickshotters were hitting trickshots from here, but they did actually end up patching this, I believe. Some people on YouTube say that you can still do this glitch. I did try it myself, but I suck at BO3, so I couldn't get it down. So I'm not actually sure if you can still do this, but I believe it's patched. But it might not be, but it's probably patched. If anyone still plays BO3, let me know. I'm kind of curious to know if this is still a glitch. Once you enter the plane on Mob of the Dead, if you throw your Hell's Retriever behind you, it will keep flying behind you until you land. Not really sure why I put this in here. I feel like everyone should know this one. If you enable headshot only on town zombies, the Semtex grenades actually get removed from this wall. This is because you can't damage a zombie's head with a Semtex grenade. The map studio has some hidden weapons in the trailer. So firstly, you can see a bunch of ray guns all over the place. They also have some other weapons, but I have no idea what they are. Maybe there's some scrapped guns that never made it into the final game. A lot of people on Reddit suggest that they're scrapped guns from the zombie mode, but I really have no idea. If you knife the bunker on Nuketown Zombies, you can hear Marlton from the Victor's crew. When Modern Warfare 3 first released, there was a crazy glitch where you could wall breach under the map on Quarry. This glitch was so easy to do. It took no skill whatsoever, and players were taking full advantage of this. So obviously they patched this very early on. However, there is a new method to get back to this location under the map. So the first step is to do the care package elevator glitch. Now I've already mentioned this in a video, so I won't explain in too much detail on how to do this. So pretty much you need to get your care package in a certain spot, jump on top of the care package, shoot it with your sniper, then jump across into a wall, and then keep jumping up. And this will put you into an elevator state, if that makes any sense. Honestly, it's really awkward to try and explain. I would recommend checking out this video where I showcase one glitch on every Call of Duty. I spoke about this glitch in that video in much more detail. But anyway, once you are on top of the map, you need to follow my movement on screen. You have to be really quick because you are technically out of bounds and you will get the warning screen. So you only have one shot to do this, and if you fail, then you'll die and have to do the whole glitch again. So this might take you a few tries. It's definitely a lot harder doing it this way than the old way where we would wall breach under the map. But yeah, once you get this glitch down, you are back under the map. You can run around, explore, and even hit a trick shot if you want to.
Oh my god!
Why are you reacting? That was such a barrel. I don't even care. In the game, I want the kill cam. Let's see it. Let's see the kill cam.
It should be kill cam, hopefully.
I didn't get kill cam.
I don't know why I didn't give you kill cam.
I didn't get kill cam. What is this? There is a glitch on Modern Warfare 2 called the knife lunge. This glitch can allow you to get to some pretty cool spots and even out of bounds on some maps. For example, on Crotchy, if you make the enemy stand here, walk up to them, aim in with a sniper scope and press the knife button. If you now walk back so you're behind the tree, you can walk forward, jump and knife at the same time, and this will lunge you into the tree. From here you can jump onto this pole and then jump onto the rooftop. It's not got the best out of bounds spots since most of it's blocked off due to barriers. However, it does make for a great trickshot spot. So we are starting this video off with an absolute classic. But on the Nuketown maps, there are hidden trails for your RCXD cars. Now this started way back in 2010 on the original Black Ops. And I remember at the time this was mind-blowing. They also did this for other maps, but to me Nuketown was the most iconic one. They also brought this back with every other version of Nuketown. From Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, Black Ops 3, Black Ops 4, Black Ops Cold War, and now Black Ops 6. And they're probably gonna add it in Black Ops 7. So if you didn't know about this, you probably haven't ever played a Call of Duty game in your life. And if that's the case, why are you watching this video?
Losing Bravo.
Enemies have destroyed the RCXD.
Once you open the Pack-a-Punch room on Transit, you will notice that this hallway has actually been taken from the Black Ops 1 zombie map 5. The whole layout is the same from the walls, windows, cages, and other items in this area. The only change is the room is now a white/creamy color instead of a green. But yeah, this asset was reused from Black Ops 1 onto Transit. So this next one, I'm not really sure how I never noticed this, but when they were doing the teaser trailers for Black Ops 3, they actually had a QR code on Plaza and you could add Treyarch on Snapchat, and this is how you would find the teaser trailers.
Listen only to the sound of my voice.
You could also find a QR code on the map Express. These QR codes also no longer exist in Black Ops 2, so I believe they just updated the game for this period of time and then reverted back to how Plaza was, if that makes sense. But yeah, this was a really creative way for them to promote Black Ops 3. It blew my mind when I found this out. Located in an unplayable area on Buried, there is another bookshelf that moves when you approach it. I wonder if the Witcher's house had plans for more enterable buildings, but was maybe cut from the final game. Honestly, I have no idea why this is here. As you will probably know, when playing Cove, you can see Hijacked in the distance. Well, if you use mods and fly over there, you can see it's just a low poly model of the map. It looks pretty weird. It's kind of unsettling to look at, if I'm being honest. I remember playing this game back in the day, and I always thought you could actually fly over there and just run around on Hijacked. I had no idea how games design actually worked. If you don't move when spawning in on Mob of the Dead, you will be given an alternative ending with different music. On Nuketown 2025, in both houses there are references to the original Nuketown map. In the blue house you can see a picture of the Nuketown sign, the green house, and the clock tower. In the orange house you will find a small Nuketown sign with a rainbow behind it. There are also two photos, but I can't really make out what they are. If anyone has any idea, let me know in the comments, because I can't really tell. On the mission Karma, if you come to this balcony left of the elevator, you can trigger a hidden animation that most players completely miss.
Menendez picked a hell of a place to hide his karma weapon.
So what you are looking at right now is early builds of Black Ops 2. This first one, as you can tell, is Turbine. This is the early stages of development. This is what it looked like back in the day. And it seems like the map has had a lot of changes. Obviously, it looks very different, but just the way the map is designed is very different. This one that you are looking at right now is Aftermath. And just like Turbine, it looks like it was planned to be very different from the final build. I don't know if it's just me, but I love looking at these early builds. I find it so fascinating seeing how the game started out to what we have now. And the final one that we have here is Plaza. Once again, it is very different to the final game. Honestly, it's kind of weird to look at. How is this Plaza? It looks nothing like the final map. How did they go from this to this? That makes no sense to me. So this next one is pretty pointless to know about, but I'm gonna tell you anyway. On the Black Ops 2 map, Slums, there's a little spot on top of this truck, and if you climb on top, there's a perfect slit in the middle where you can see through and kill the enemy into this building here. This piece of information will never come in handy, but maybe it will. Probably not. I don't really know why I'm telling you this. On the Black Ops 1 zombie map 5, you can actually move these doors. So once you open the door, if you sprint at them, you can move them to a different location than what they're set to fall at, if that makes any sense. You can also open the door, sprint in front of it, and catch the door. And once you do this, the door will bug out. Why you need to know this piece of information? I have no idea, but now you know it and you're welcome. The iconic Black Ops 1 multiplayer theme was actually very different in the beta build. Just take a listen. This MW2 campaign mission is extremely broken. When asked to use the Predator drone, if you jump down the hill as you pull it out, it will glitch out and teleport you across the map.
What just happened?
Another glitch is next to the submarine. If you walk across this barrier, you can actually get out of bounds and explore outside the mission. There's a ton of spots you can look at. It's honestly one of the craziest glitches on the MW2 campaign. And trust me, there's a lot of glitches in this campaign. If you also come over to this road, you can jump up and merge yourself on top of the road. You can then walk all the way back to the start of the mission, but it's a little bit buggy and your frames will start dropping. And finally, if you head back over to the hill that you can slide down, you can actually pull out the Predator drone again, but this time you won't teleport across the map. You will become the Predator drone. I have no idea why this happens, but you can even walk around and carry on exploring. Once hitting the last trigger on Mind the Gap, if you make your way back underground and find a weapon and spam the interact button, if done correctly, this happens.
Where are the trucks?
As you can see, I am now holding a weapon in the cutscene. This is probably one of the weirdest glitches on Modern Warfare 3. It just feels so trippy, but the weirdest part is you can actually destroy the truck before it reaches its final location. And when I first done this, I thought, okay, I've just saved the day. What's gonna happen now? Well, turns out I didn't save the day.
That's your daughter. You know she gets that from you.
Did you know if you get the knife on Black Ops 2, go prone, and then slowly move backwards, it will reveal a Black Ops 2 logo at the bottom of the knife. On the Black Ops 3 zombie map, Shadows of Evil, if you get the rocket shield and knock down 10 zombies, there will be a sound effect of bowling pins falling down. Just take a listen. You'll also unlock a achievement, which is pretty cool. Did you know on the PC version of the older Call of Duty games, you were given an option to be able to lean? This is because on PC you have access to more buttons on your keyboard, where that isn't the case on controller. Console players didn't get access to this up until 2013 when Call of Duty Ghosts was released. On the Modern Warfare 2 map, Afghan, if you come up to this cliff and you jump off without Commando Pro, you will die. Now if we go back up to the cliff and we jump off again, but this time we land on this mattress, you will survive. This is a little bit of a random fact, but I always thought this was pretty cool. Okay, so moving over to Modern Warfare 2019, and if you select the map hill, you can see in the distance there is a goat on top of a cow. So if you enter spectate mode and fly over there, which by the way can be kind of tricky, you have to go all the way up and then over the barrier. But if you do that, you can fly round, and as you can see, there is a goat on top of a cow wearing a hat. I don't know if this is some sort of reference. Is this an Easter egg? I really don't know. I don't know what to call this, but it's here, and I thought it was kind of cool. On the first World at War mission, Semper Fi, once you approach this burning building, a soldier known as Private Ryan will run in front of you, and another soldier will come out on fire. Now, if you kill this soldier before he kills Private Ryan, you will unlock the achievement, Saved Private Ryan.
Get him off me! Four of them! Hold your position! Well done, Marines. Keep moving.
This is a reference to the 1998 movie Saving Private Ryan. Easily one of the best Easter eggs in World at War. There is a very easy out of bounds glitch on the World at War map, Airfield. So simply head over to these boxes over here, climb up, and if you strafe onto this wall, you will do a bounce. This will land you on top. Now just run across to the very end, and once you reach the end, strafe jump one more time onto this building. You are now out of bounds. Honestly, there's not really much that you can do here, but it's still a neat little spot to know about. I also just want to mention, I did try this on Xbox, but I was unable to do the glitch. I believe this is because on console you're stuck at 60 frames, but on PC, you can turn your frames up, and the higher the frames, the bigger the bounce you get, if that makes any sense. So I believe this glitch only works on PC, but I could be wrong. Maybe there's another way to do it. I don't know. On the Modern Warfare 3 map, Fallen, if you come over to this truck here, you can actually crawl underneath it. If you ever playing hide and seek or anything like that, this is a cool little spot to know about. It's also great when playing survival, because if you hit the right angle, a lot of the time the enemy won't be able to kill you. But other than that, it's pretty pointless to know about, I'll be completely honest. As you can tell, I'm kind of running out of facts and glitches here. So if you have any, please let me know so I can continue this series. When playing Transit, you normally need to open this door to unlock Juggernaut. Well, if you get on top of the bus and find the right angle and wait for it to drive past the building that Juggernaut is located in, if you time it right, you can jump across and will have access to Juggernaut without opening this door. This can be kind of helpful in the early rounds when you don't have that many points. In the headquarters in World War II, if you head over to the theater section, you'll be able to do a glitch to get to the very top of the headquarters. I'm not actually sure if this is a glitch or if the developers actually put this in the game. It almost feels like it's more of an Easter egg than a glitch. But this took me a little while to learn. I don't know why, I just couldn't do it. So if you want to try this out for yourself, it might take you a little bit of practice. But once you get it down, it's very easy to do, and you get a great view of the headquarters. That's going in. I'm just trying to get like all the angles. I was not expecting that.
That's why I said make sure you pan to the right. I was sitting there fucking miming away.
Oh my god, I was not expecting that. That was great. On the Special Ops mission, War Drive-In, if you head over to this house on the left, you can jump onto this light, then jump onto this bush, and then onto this little ledge. From here you can then jump onto the roof. You can see inside of the house, but you can't kill any of the enemies, so this is kind of pointless. So if we instead head over to this bush, we can jump on this invisible barrier and make our way over to the other house. Now head over to the back of the house, and once again, jump onto this bush and make your way to this house. From here you can jump out of bounds and go explore. This Special Ops mission has been taken from one of the missions in the MW2 campaign, and you can go back and explore all of that. Honestly, this is a really easy glitch to do. I highly recommend it. It's a ton of fun. On the World War II map, Gustav Cannon, you can actually do a glitch to get out of bounds. First, you need to come over to this area with a buddy. Stand on opposite sides of this box. You now both need to jump at the same time, and then you need to jump one more time, and this will sort of merge you out of bounds into this little area. Now just head over to the corner and strafe over to this tank. This will place you on a invisible barrier. Now just jump to the corner of this building, and you will have a great height advantage into the map. I've been playing a lot of World War II lately, and it turns out this game is very broken, so expect to see more facts and glitches on World War II. On the Modern Warfare Remastered map, Beach Bog, if you use a sniper rifle and look up at this plane, you will see that they have a sign that says 50,000 people used to live here, now it's a ghost town. This is a reference to the iconic COD 4 intro.
50,000 people used to live here, now it's a ghost town.
On the COD Ghost map, Prison Break, it's kind of hard to see when you're on the ground, so if you go into spectator mode and fly over to this tree, you will see there is a monkey with a saw just chilling here. I have no idea if this is supposed to be a reference to anything, but either way, I thought this was a cool little Easter egg that I only found out about recently. He also doesn't move, he just stays like this, which is kind of weird. There is a reference to the MW2 ending on the MWIII map, Rust. That felt so weird to say. Everything that I just said right there was so backwards. But as you can tell, there is a skull with a knife inside the eye. This is a reference to the ending of Modern Warfare 2. Moving over to Black Ops, on the map Drive-In, if you head over to the corner of the map, there is a building filled with arcade machines, and they actually have World at War arcade machines in this building, which I thought was pretty cool. This is obviously a reference to World at War, which is the last game that Treyarch worked on. You can see the logo, the artwork, and you can even see the MP40 on the side of the arcade machine. Do you remember COD Zombies on the iPod back in the day? Just imagine if you could play that on this arcade machine and that was like an Easter egg. If that was the case, it would probably be the greatest Easter egg in Call of Duty history. Heading over to Black Ops, and on the multiplayer map Hangar 18, if you head over to the back of the map, you will find this weird dome-shaped building, and inside there is an apple that is being experimented on. I don't know how I never noticed this back in the day, but you can also shoot the apple and your bullets will ricochet. Just listen carefully. I wonder if there's a way you could shoot the apple and then it ricochets and then kill someone. That'd be pretty cool, but I have no idea if that would work. Staying on Black Ops, does anyone else remember doing this back in the day? Yeah, I know we all did this back in the day. I don't know why, but I used to see how fast I could go. I would spend way too much time doing this. Honestly, looking back, It's kind of weird. But reasons like this is why Black Ops is one of the greatest Call of Duty games of all time. On the Black Ops Zombie map 5, there used to be an old glitch where you would head over to this window and rebuild the barriers in a certain order. You could then climb on top of the barriers and then jump across onto this table. The zombies were then unable to kill you. This glitch is now patched, but it's still one of the most iconic glitches in Call of Duty history. I don't know why, but everyone seems to remember this, and that is why I had to put this glitch in this video. On the Black Ops 3 map, Hunted, there was a glitch where you could get on top of this waterfall. And I wasn't the biggest fan of Black Ops 3 at the time, but I remember seeing this glitch over and over and over again. Mainly because trickshotters were hitting trickshots from here, but they did actually end up patching this, I believe. Some people on YouTube say that you can still do this glitch. I did try it myself, but I suck at BO3, so I couldn't get it down. So I'm not actually sure if you can still do this, but I believe it's patched. But it might not be, but it's probably patched. If anyone still plays BO3, let me know. I'm kind of curious to know if this is still a glitch. Next up is the ray gun Easter egg on the World at War campaign. This Easter egg is really easy to do. Once you enter the shore, jump inside of these holes, and once you jump in the final one, there'll be a little sound effect, and then the ray gun will appear from the ground in these statues. In my opinion, I think this is one of the best Easter eggs in Call of Duty history. And fun fact, the developer who actually put this in the game didn't tell the higher ups and nearly got fired for putting this in the game. This was back when video games were a lot more serious. I mean, it's a lot different to what we get now. I don't even want to talk about the current state of Call of Duty. But anyway, back then, things were a lot more serious. So adding an Easter egg like this was very unheard of. And that is why it's one of my favorite Easter eggs ever. Call of Duty Devil's Brigade was a cancelled third-person World War II shooter for the Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, and PC, developed by Underground Development. It was set in Italy and let the players command their squad using the D-pad, with options like assault, hold position, and form up. Players could also order teammates to perform stealth kills, and development started around mid-2007 but ended around March 2008. Activision at the time had budgeting issues, so they decided to scrap this game and put more focus into the main Call of Duty titles. And the next one was Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, which was a massive success and changed gaming as a whole forever. So safe to say they probably made the right choice. There is also a bunch of screenshots out there and even gameplay footage, but unfortunately there's no audio. On Modern Warfare 2, if you go to Prestige but back out at the last second, they play this sound effect. Towards the end of the mission on Crew Extendable, you are supposed to jump onto this helicopter before the boat sinks. However, if you fail the jump, there will be a message on the screen that says, "Nobody makes the first jump." This is a reference to the movie The Matrix.
No one's ever made the first jump.
If you head over to this location on Mob of the Dead and you throw some grenades into this fire pit, for each grenade you'll be given 20 points. Honestly, I'm not really sure why this is here, but staying on Mob of the Dead, if you find this zombie that is chained up and you kill it, for some reason in the body there is a smiley face, so if you go prone and you merge into him, you will just see a smiley face, which is kinda weird. On the Modern Warfare 2 map, Subbase, if you enter this building, you will notice it is still snowing, even though we are inside. I guess the developers didn't really think this one through. The Special Ops mode on Modern Warfare 2 is full of glitches, but my favorite one is on the map Hidden. At the start of the mission, you can easily jump out of bounds and make your way outside the map. But if you've ever played the Call of Duty 4 campaign, you'll probably notice that most of the assets have been taken from the mission, all gillied up. One of the most iconic missions in the COD 4 campaign. You can now see all of these iconic spots from the mission.
Look at this place. 50,000 people used to live in the city. Now it's a ghost town.
You can explore the whole area and more. It's honestly one of the most crazy glitches in Call of Duty history. I highly recommend trying it out for yourself. It's a ton of fun. Just be careful because some of the floor has no collision, so you might fall through the map.
Mission failed. We'll get them next time.
COD 4 has some glitches that involves jumping on someone's head and having them stand up. It's super easy to do and you can get to some crazy spots. But I'm only going to show you the one on Showdown, but if this video does well, maybe I'll make a part 2 and show you some more spots. But as you can see, I'm on top of Showdown. It was that easy. Literally anyone can do this. Another glitch on Modern Warfare 3 is with the 5.7 pistol. For some reason, if you press the reload button and walk forwards, it completely skips the reload animation. It's kind of a pointless thing to know about, but if you're playing MWIII Infected, it can be pretty helpful, especially if you're getting overrun by all the infected. But did you also know that Terminal in the survival mode had an extra ladder leading to the red roof, but not in the multiplayer? I think it's to help the bots get to the roof. Maybe they couldn't be bothered to program a climbing animation or something like that, or maybe they just didn't know how to program it. I don't know. If you have any ideas why this is the case, let me know in the comments. But I just thought this was kind of a cool little feature. Moving on to Call of Duty Combined Forces. According to the Call of Duty Wikipedia, Combined Forces was a concept draft aimed to be a sequel to Call of Duty Finest Hour, but unfortunately it was never released. The project was cancelled due to legal issues between Spark Unlimited, Electronic Arts, and Activision, plus a few other problems with production. Activision judged it more of a DLC than a full sequel and terminated the contract with Spark Unlimited. Unfortunately, there's not any footage or concept art out there of this game. The only thing I could find is this picture, but I have no idea what I'm looking at, and if I'm being honest, it's actually quite creepy. To me, it looks like there's a few black and white photos put into one. Maybe this was gonna be the cover, I don't know. There's text at the top that says Call of Duty Combined Forces, and then even more text at the top that says, "Come on lads, you bags of swank, Brian Johnson." And yeah, that was pretty much all of the information that I could find about this game. Moving over to Winter Crash, if you head over to this building located in the corner of the map, you can see there's something inside the window. So if you enter spectate mode and fly over there, you will see that there is a rat chilling on top of a Christmas present. Once again, I don't know if this is a reference to anything, but either way, I thought this was kind of cool. On the Black Ops 1 alpha build, when going into Final Chance, there was an alternative way to take the easy way out. Take a look. On the Modern Warfare 2 map, Skid Row, there is an absolutely pointless glitch that you can get into. Am I going to show you this glitch and waste your time? Absolutely. So heading over to the middle of the map, if you climb out of this window and then onto the ledge, you will then be able to jump and crouch onto this sign. From here you can merge inside and the enemy team won't be able to see you. Once again, this is absolutely pointless, but I wanted to show you anyway because I care about you. So you better be enjoying this video. Love you. Mwah. On the zombie map Kino de Toten, if you come here on a dog round and line it up perfect, the dogs can't actually kill you, but you can still kill them. Just be careful because this only works on the dog rounds. There's a very easy out the map glitch on the Black Ops map, Firing Range. Simply have a teammate get a care package and have them throw it right here. You can then use the care package to breach out the map as it falls down. It's that easy. You can then go explore, but be careful because some of the floor has no collision. It also makes for a great trickshot spot. Oh, there we go. Finally.
Finally.
Oh my god, that took way too long.
Finally. Jesus.
Oh my god. Let's fucking go.
It took
Finally.
way too long, man.
Yes.
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 It wasn't even that great of a shot. It was like right there. So for you guys, that was like 2 minutes maybe. But for me and Suze, that was like 4 hours, man. That took way too long. I'm sure a lot of you know about the elevator glitch in COD 4. It's probably one of the better known glitches in Call of Duty. Well, they actually had the same glitch in Modern Warfare 2, but it was taken out of multiplayer early on. You can actually still do this using mods, but did you know they never took it out of the Special Ops game mode? On the pit, if you come here at the bottom of the staircase and line it up like this, you can still do the elevator. You can then get out the map and have a look around. You can also do the elevator glitch on Sniperfy. When you spawn in, turn around and go to this staircase. This one is a lot harder than the first one because if you don't do it quick enough, the enemy will end up killing you. So there's a little bit of a time limit on this one. But if you do end up doing this glitch in time, you can get out the map and have a look around.
Take control of the Predator drone.
On the Black Ops 1 mission, Executive Order, there is a man that you can push over the ledge. Now, the interesting thing is, once you push him down, he just disappears instantly. This just doesn't make any sense. Not only does it not make sense with him disappearing, but also, how does he die from this height? He is a trained soldier, it's not even that high. How did he die? This is just a really weird bug that wasn't really looked over, in my opinion. On the map Wetwork, if you head over to the middle of the map and you climb up this staircase, well, there's a little pole that you can actually jump onto. From here, you can walk to the very top. Just be careful because it's very easy to slide off, so just take your time. But once you get to the very top, you'll have a great view of the map. You can also jump out of bounds, but I wouldn't recommend doing this because it will put you into another dimension. If you now head over to the back of the map, you can actually just jump out of bounds. It's that easy. Now if you walk around, there are some windows that you can actually jump through. This will put you into a little room that you can't normally access. There's not really much to do in here, but it's still kind of cool. You can also wall breach through this little thing here. I don't really know what to call it, but I wouldn't recommend it because once you jump in here, you'll be completely stuck. On the World at War campaign mission, Vendetta, you can actually get out of bounds and see some pretty weird things. After you complete the part where you kill the sniper, you make your way into this area. If you then go over to the blocked off staircase, you can jump up and do a glitch to get out of bounds, and it's really easy. You will then see a random car spawn that will eventually just stop, but the driver will still appear to be driving. If you keep walking down, a bunch of soldiers will spawn in and try kill you. A random truck will then spawn behind you. You can find some water that you can actually swim in. There's a bunch of random things you can look at, and that's why it's one of my favorite glitches. There's just so much to see out of bounds on this mission. This first one is a classic, so a lot of you might already know about this. But on the MW2 map terminal, if you climb onto this orange tanker, you can strafe jump out of bounds and into this little area. This glitch is super easy, and if you're ever playing hide and seek, I recommend this spot. You probably won't be found. The only problem with this glitch is once you get out, you'll then be stuck there unless you have a way to die. But other than that, it's a neat little spot to know about. And unfortunately, they did patch this on Modern Warfare 3. Call of Duty 4 had a lot of audio changes to the guns in the final game. Just take a listen. I think the final gun sounds are definitely better, so they made the right choice for this one. At this part of the World at War mission, Hard Landing, you're asked to grab the flamethrower and kill them who are in the bunker. This will then trigger the next part of the mission, where the bunker will explode and allow you to enter. However, you don't actually need the flamethrower to progress through this mission. Simply just run up and kill all the gunners in the bunker. The bunker will then explode, and Roebuck will say his lines as normal. On the Modern Warfare 3 map Lockdown, if you enter spectate mode and fly into this window, you will see a teddy bear holding 2 gold Desert Eagles. Why they put this here, I have no idea. But if that's not a big enough teddy bear for you, well, on the MW 2019 map Station, if you shoot all the stone slabs off the wall, they will each reveal a number, which you can then type into a pad. This will then spawn a massive teddy bear. I somehow just found out about this, so let me know if you knew about this one. Modern Warfare 2 had a bunch of scrap maps that never made it into the final game. The map Shipment was found in the game's files. I believe this was going to be part of another DLC that we unfortunately never got, but you can still play this map on the modded client IW4X. Oil Rig was also found in the game's files, and just like Shipment, you can still play this on the IW4X mod. It's a shame we never got this in the final game. It's a super small but fun map. They did have a campaign mission and special ops mission very similar to this map, so maybe they thought it'd be a little bit too much if they had it in the multiplayer as well, but I really don't know. And finally, we have Gulag. So this map was found in the game's files, but unfortunately there aren't any builds of this map. But apparently it was going to take place around the campaign mission, the Gulag. It's a shame we never got to see this in the final game. If it was anything like the campaign mission, I'm sure it would have been great. Nuketown 2025 is quite an interesting map. So heading into the garage, there is actually a car located underneath the garage. Believe it or not, but there's a lot of people that don't even know this is here. They just run past it every single time they play Nuketown. You also can't destroy this car. It's here just so you can look at it. If you now head back inside and look at this TV, a lot of people are suggesting these are beta photos of Nuketown 2025. And honestly, I can see it. A lot of these photos you can tell are Nuketown, but they're just slightly different. Just how a beta works. But obviously this hasn't been confirmed by any developers, so we don't really know. If you head to the back of the map, there is a little mini game that you can play. I actually remember doing this way back in the day with my friends. But yeah, I have no idea what this game is. I have no idea how you play, but it's here and that's pretty cool. Now, if we head over to the Nuketown sign, you can see that the timer actually goes down with the game. So once the timer in the game hits 0, the Nuketown sign also hits 0, which then activates the nuke.